Ty Bartell with head coach TK Griffith as the Archbishop Hoban Knights victorious over the Cleveland Central Catholic Ironmen tonight at a home game for Friday night boys basketball night in the network. And coach, I mean, you guys jumped off to a lead. They were able to chip back. They knotted the game up, took a lead in the third quarter, but you guys were able to get back in front in the fourth. Talk to me about just the ebbs and flows of this game and how your takeaway from this game through 4 quarters tonight.
Yeah, this was one of those games I was worried about because we got a little bit of a hangover from the Walsh win. We had Wednesday off, snow day. Not a great practice yesterday because I think the kids were feeling their oats from that win. And then we had Jonas was out today and wasn't able to play. So without Jonas, obviously he averages about 20. I knew that could be an issue. Cleveland Central Catholic has just played Brunswick tough. They lost by 4 at Brunswick, lost by about 10 to St. Ed's, who's the #1 team in the Cleveland.com poll. So I kind of knew they could play with you. I love how we got out of the shoot, though. That was nice. Tried to get a bunch of guys on the floor, so we had some weird combinations out there. That's partly my fault. And then kudos to them, man. They made some tough shots. We over-pursued some things. They got downhill, dropped it to the bigs, made a couple threes. A lot of it was Michael Duncan doing a great job with his team over there. I think he's doing a wonderful job with his guys.
I want to talk about Will's performance tonight, a 22-point performance. He got our player of the game nod for it, just for his consistent scoring throughout 4 quarters. Talk to me about how important his buckets were tonight when you were lacking some offensive starters, some offensive firepower tonight. How big were his buckets throughout the 4 quarters tonight?
Yeah, Will was huge. He has a will to score, no pun intended, that's his name. But our shooters weren't necessarily super hot tonight, or really hot at all. Other than a couple here and there. So when we're not stretching the floor, we need guys like Will and Jonas to get to the cup. And Will, without Jonas, it was just Will. But he's starting to make some of those 10-footers. He's starting to make some of those. He's getting off at 2 feet sometimes. We don't love it when he goes off of 1 foot. But I think a lot of D3, D2 colleges should be looking at him. He's a heck of a player.
I asked Will about his teammate Sam Greer tonight too, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. For a freshman, I was very, very impressed with just the size and athleticism of Sam too. Talk to me as a coach too, what his presence does as far as spacing the floor for you guys, being a post presence that also can knock down a deep shot if need be.
Right. Yeah, he made 2 threes and. Defensively is where he was originally doing most of his good work for us, just being a huge wall down there that changes a lot of shots, rebounds a little bit, but you have to think about him when you go to the rim. You definitely have to adjust or at least know he's there. Offensively, he can step out. He's got good ball skills off the bounce, believe it or not. And then as a post-up guy, we're still working with that. We haven't coached. I haven't coached with a big like that for a long time. So even as a coach, I'm trying to figure out how to use Sam. But the 2 threes were big tonight for sure.
Talking about just coaches in general, I know you guys always enjoy wins, no matter how they come. But it's always looking towards the next one. So I know you guys are going to enjoy this one. Right. But focusing on going to the next one, how are you guys going to use this as momentum going forward?
Well, I think some guys stepped up. I mean, we got a win when we didn't really play well, so that's kind of good. I didn't think we played a great game. I didn't think we played a great game tonight. So, if you can win some of those when you're maybe got your B- game or C+ game, I think that's still good for you. But in order to beat St. V's, we're going to have to be a whole different team than we were tonight. We're going to have to be a lot more like we were in that first quarter against Walsh. So, hopefully the right Hoban team will show up.
The Battle of Akron is certainly going to be premiering. We're certainly excited for it, Coach. Coach TK Griffin with Ty Bartell following a win for the Knights over Cleveland Central Catholic.